Hello and welcome to the Edu Leaders Show on the Edu Bulletin, where we bring you the latest insights and trends from the world of education. I'm Jessica, and I'm excited to guide you through this episode. We have an esteemed guest joining us, Dr. Ritu Diwan, Director Principal, DMA Group of Schools, emphasizes that true education is rooted in strong values and culture, with technology acting as a powerful accelerator for India's future growth. Now, let's move directly into our interview. Over to you, Mehak. Let's hear what ma'am had to say.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Mehak Verma, and I would like to welcome you all to the Edu Leader Show. Today we have Dr. Ritu Diwan ma'am with us. She is the Director Principal of DMA Group of Schools. So, ma'am, how do you feel this exhibition is going to help our students or not?
It's a great idea to bring ISRO to Meerut.
Uh-huh.
I think it's one of the first initiatives that has come to UP and especially to Meerut. It's a great learning idea, not only for students, for teachers, for schools. And this is going to really become a milestone in learning. I'm very impressed with the exhibition outside.
Do you really think that this exhibition is going to have an impact on students that will help them beyond their classroom?
Absolutely. This is the initiative that we look for. We all talk about space. We are all talking about satellites these days, AI. So when children come out of their classrooms and do project-based work, it is then that the real learning happens. The real learning doesn't happen from the books. It's only when they see, they actually learn. When they do with their hands, they learn. And when actually the ideas come to them, and they're given an opportunity to work upon them independently. And they are encouraged in doing that. That is what learning by doing it, experiential learning, is all about. It's a great idea that ISRO has come here. The exhibition is all about children and the projects. I'm sure there is a lot of curiosity, inquisitiveness, and a lot of learning happening.
That is so true. This is really a great opportunity for all the students as well as teachers. But do you think as a student, you got these types of opportunities in your life?
In my days, schooling was very different. Yes, we did get opportunities to go to ISRO or maybe to visit places which were very important for learning. But bringing them to the schools or doing them with our own hands, that was something that came very late. But not that our schools were not good. They were very good in bringing the traditions and the values and the Indian culture and the heritage, in bringing upon us the character that we have today, the integrity that we hold today as Indians, the patriotic fervor that we carry. This is the base of any education. So the base has to be strong. Technology has come later. It will be adapted very soon. So base with this area of tech, I think it is going to take India to greater milestones.
So, as we know, it has been a long time since you have been in education field. But if you were not in education field, what field would you have chosen? What would you be doing right now?
Well, I think in my days, girls were not allowed to join the forces. I would have been in the Indian Armed Forces. I'm very passionate about Indian Army, and I'm very, very proud of all the girls who are making it today with fighter pilots. And we have all seen Operation Sindoor, how it was done reported by those three girls. Yes, very, very proud and passionate about it. I would have done definitely something in the armed forces and reached on the top.
Do you feel like gender disparity is still a problem in education field also, being a teacher or being a student? They have to feel a bit like they are missing something.
On a lighter note, gender disparity is faced by men these days in teaching field because they are in minority. And most of the teachers, if you will find, will be mothers because they have that instinct for the students. But if I call gender disparity in my school or any of the education centers, I don't think today's girls are left behind anywhere. They know they can do anything. They know that they are motivated with everything, and they also know that they are skilled at everything. And schools go a mile further in giving them self defense and the confidence that today's girl needs to fly.
That is so true, but if we talk about schools that are not that well to do,
Yeah.
the government schools,
Yeah.
there they have to face gender discrimination, right?
It all depends on the environment you would give them. So I don't think today's girl is left behind anywhere because she has the confidence. She has that wings. She has the support of the society. So earlier, if they were looked down upon or they were kept in the kitchens, now the girls are not confined to kitchens. The girl knows that she can do it. And once you know that you can do it, you find ways to.
Are you talking about girls from every society and
talking
every
about-
section?
My school, as an example, we are at a rural and an urban juncture.
Okay.
Towards the left of my school, we have all rural area, all villages. And if I talk about the right gate, and from there on starts Meerut city. I have the best of elite families' children coming. And I can see the change in the rural mind setup. Earlier, the parents used to come after grade 8 and say that the child, the boy child, the male child will continue. But after 8, the girl would stay at home and learn how to manage the house. Whereas I've seen the change myself. We have initiated the change by telling them till grade 12, education is our domain. You just have to send the child. All the skills that you want her to learn, we will teach in the school along with the boys. In my school, boys learn cooking and everybody does cleaning and everybody does that. And they are very happy. Mothers from the villages are very happy because now they see their daughters empowered. So when we call the mothers, they are very, very extremely grateful to the school. We are teaching them banking. The mother didn't know earlier how to go to the bank and even deposit the fee or take in cash a check. We are even empowering the mothers along with the daughters. So you can see the smiles across. I think that we have made a difference, not only as a school or as DMA, but cities and the schools and the CBSE is making a difference. We are entering the heart of the villages. We have schools everywhere. And because of that, we say education is always enlightening. And we've seen that upliftment coming. So I don't see any reason or any doubt that my girls will be left behind. They will span the unlimited skies.
Firstly, I would like to say that it is really a great initiative. But do you think it is a responsibility of parents or of schools to radicalize the gender discrimination?
See, any responsibility is a responsibility of the society. So society has parents, society has schools, society has children, all are stakeholders. So hand-holding and education. Without education, they would not know whys. And without hand-holding, they won't get the support to come out. And once they come out with flying colors, even the fathers and the grandfathers who were maybe initially hesitant about their daughters coming out of their homes, they feel so proud now. Now they proudly say, I am so-and-so's grandfather. So we are making a change together. No single person can do that. But as a team, we can do anything good.
That is so true. And I would really like this conversation to end up with a message by you to all the teachers that are out there, that you want to give a small message to them. Please.
To teachers, you were asking, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, I loved talking to you, Mahek. Thank you so much. My message to teachers is only one. Whether you come to school with a stress or you have something that you carry with you because of your busy schedule, just put it outside the school gate. When you enter the school, come with a smile. And that smile with great love in your heart. There's only one language that children understand, whether they are 3-year-old or 13-year-olds. And that is the language of love. If you do something with affection, even if you correct the child with affection, there would be a correction done and you will win a heart on that day. And you will make an impact. When you look back, you will remember one teacher at least who made you what you are today. So be that teacher in that child's life. Even if it takes you many, 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 many years and many, many, many students who come into your life, when you say things with love every day, you'll connect with at least one every day. And you'll make that life. You will not mar that life. You will not scar that life. You will really make it great. So love is the language that a teacher and a student should connect with. That makes bonds for life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your message was as sweet as your voice. It was really nice.
I'm not able to.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
But no, your message was so sweet and your voice too, I have to say. And I am really thankful to you to have joined us today here at Edu Bulletin.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us for this enlightening discussion. We hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as we did. Save the number 72170701000 and send "Hi" on WhatsApp to receive daily educational news updates and inspiring interviews from the Edu Bulletin.